What's up, me Raandigars? We're back with another Persona 4 Revival video. So, after the trailer, I made a post. Give your thoughts on Persona 4 Revival. I'll make a video on it when and if this post gets enough comments. By the way, if you want to watch my reaction to the trailer and talk about the state, okay, yeah, this was just me doing a self-plug. But yeah, I made a reaction video. So, 5 comments. Let's read ahead. Siva Bulusu once says, I wish this game would be released in 2025, but after watching the trailer, this game is clearly not releasing this year. I want to talk about this one. We will most likely get this game either next year or in 2027. I hope this game doesn't delay the P6 announcement or release. Here's the thing. A lot of people are acting like, oh, like it's because of Yuri Lowenthal that they announce this trailer, like quickly make it up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not the case. I like, listen, these things happen like way ahead of schedule. Like, this isn't something like, oh damn, we gotta do it now that Yuri Lowenthal shared a tweet. Like, I understand why people say that, and a lot of people have made the argument that this trailer was made in like May 2025 with proof, and I agree. But the thing is, here's the thing. I have told this, I think I mentioned this on the channel, but I've told this to people I know and stuff like that. Those are like interested. Mainly my brother, I always mention him. But we don't know when this game, like where the development cycle is right now. Because the reason is, I think a lot of people don't understand this. Maybe it's because most of you play only JRPGs, or most of you only are Persona fans, because it's obvious. It's not obvious, but it's not that big of a deal, because hey, play what you love. But here's the thing: a lot of companies now, Atlus did do worse in that department, but a lot of companies, they usually just show sometimes. Nowadays, it's like they'll show an announcement trailer and then wait, and then share screenshots on their social media platforms and stuff like that. And then what will happen is, after that, they'll release a trailer with using those screenshots as like those screenshots would be part of the trailer. So it's like two times the marketing with one trailer, and it will be more so like to create hype. So when people say we don't know if it'll be released in 2025, me personally, I don't think it will be released in 2025. Maybe it will, maybe it wouldn't. I think it'll be 2026. But a lot of people like gotta understand is that the fact that they show nothing doesn't mean that this is what they've only developed. No, I'm telling you right now, this game might have been developed way ahead. Like, I'm not saying it's complete, but like there's more to it. And again, these things are way ahead of schedule. I don't think, like, people like gotta understand, these things are way ahead of schedule. Like, this isn't something like, oh, like they have already planned what they're gonna do with Persona 6 and stuff like that. It's just we don't know about it. And Atlus has multiple teams now, so like they can get away with doing stuff like this. Mr. Josh Lee, I want to see FMC in P4. I want to talk about this. I doubt they will do this, but I hope they will eventually consider adding FMC for P4. I wouldn't mind that, but deep down inside, I'm gonna say this, I might be a hater for it, because P3 did not get FMC. Like, it's possible they do it, I play it, and because they like incorporated well, I'm like, damn, I really love the female protagonist. But as it states, if they do that, I'm gonna be like, seriously, dude, where's FMC? Come on. What disappoints me more is that we are getting this remake before Persona 1 Remake. Listen, this is the only, I want to say, correct argument where I don't want to argue more towards like going against the P4 remake, is that they should have remade Persona 1. That is a true argument. Like, yeah, they should have. But at the same time, I look at it, I'd be like, it's fine, not that big of an issue. But I do, here's the thing. Now, because here's the thing, Persona 2 will not get a remake until Persona 1 gets it, because they are connected. So does that mean Persona 2 is going to have a remake in PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox console? Like, that is a thing to think about. Because here's the thing. A lot of people might think it's just like Persona 4 remake, Persona 6, Persona 1 remake, Persona 2 remake. But this is Atlus. They make other games. So it's going to be Persona 4 remake. It's going to be another series, then Persona 6, then another series, then another series sometimes, and then Persona 1 remake. Like, we don't know when these games are going to release or be announced. So yeah, This may not be a hot take post, but I believe that they should have started with Persona 1 Remake instead of... Oh, I have said this a countless times. I agree with this. But my reason for that is simple. They started with P3R. P3R has a lot of content that now we don't know if they'll touch or not. And it's like basically, I mean, FemC. But it has a lot of content that I feel like they wouldn't, like... Would they touch it? No. And P3R looks like a test now. Because I look at this... I go, Persona 3 Reload, I mean, they could have done better. And I've said this in the past, like, Reload might be considered the worst remake, even though it's really, really good out of all of them, but it makes sense. It came out earlier. Me, I would have wanted Persona 1 Remake because I feel like they could have easily get away with pushing all the content out there. There are 2 storylines, and if they, like, do it like I think they would do it, is the main storyline, I won't spoil anything, but the main storyline would be the normal, and the other main storyline that's also not a side story, it's a main storyline, would be DLC. So this is something I feel like they could have easily done. Now this game is now the question begs is that if you'll see FemC, is it gonna be with these graphics? If they do that, then Makoto is just like taking L's over L's, man. Like, just saying. Persona 3 Remake 2 for Makoto, I guess. Persona 1 is the second best game, just behind Persona 5R. Okay. And I would really love to see... I mean... If you mean by story, I won't argue. My major concern was always the gameplay with P1. Okay, this isn't something I will argue. No. I mean, this isn't a hot take thread, so I wouldn't argue regardless. And I would really love to see a remake. We should also get Persona 2 remakes ASAP because oh my god, Innocent Sin is boring and Eternal Punishment is the worst Persona game ever. This is gaslighting me, right? With that said, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm still confused. Like, was the gaslighting against the characters or also the games? Because I feel like I've said this is the best story, Innocent Sin is the best story, and then I've said Eternal Punishment is the best game. So I don't know if this is gaslighting or I don't know. I also hope we get a FemC as a DLC. I don't believe this will happen. Hey, they could just do it. But I don't think Murray will be DLC either. Hey, I hope it isn't. I'm saying it right now. I hope it isn't. I think it will be. And a lot of people are saying, have you not played P4 Golden? It doesn't make sense to remove Murray. They can do it. Because there's already a Persona 4 game that does not have Murray. It's the original PS2 version. And they can just add that. And... I think Cyberpunk's DLC, tell me in the comments, like those who have played Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy 16, I have to play both of these games. But like the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty DLC and the Final Fantasy 16 DLC. So the DLC is in the middle of the story, right? So if you like are way ahead in the game and you already have a save file, you can't do the DLC. Or I think you just need to just play a new game. So here's the thing. They can easily push out Murray as DLC. Like, that's the thing I want to say. Another possibility is that we would get a DLC as a separate chapter of the game. Similar to episode, I guess. I'm hearing a lot about this stuff, but right now it's just speculation. We know nothing. That takes place during the Golden Epilogue. I hope Atlus would consider doing this to extend the P4 story and add more characters. If they do this, it's mostly going to be, I'm assuming, arena or dancing. Possibly. Nothing else. Like this is it. It's just unneeded. I'd rather them focus on P6. I don't really. I've said this before. Well, okay, I've said this before that Persona 4 is the big jump in Atlus games, but it looks like this is as well. And a lot of people seem to forget this. How do I open this? REJP is the website called? Yeah, we go. This is the website, I believe. Until it loads, I gotta pause. Alright, here I am. So, look at this. Xbox Series X and S, Windows, PlayStation 5, and Steam. Like, just gotta think of that. By the way, the website is pretty cool. Like, the way it transitioned, it was cool. I couldn't show it. Sorry about that. It just happened quickly. But, look at this. Xbox Series X, Windows, PlayStation 5, and Steam. A lot of people seem to forget that this is the first Atlus game to be on PlayStation 5, only on modern consoles, and not on like old hardware. And I've seen people say like Metaphor is the same, but it's funny enough, Metaphor is on the PS4. I think it's only digital. I found out about that late. My friend told me. But Metaphor is on the PlayStation 4. So this is the first Persona game. And I wonder, because here's the thing. I feel like the way they showed the shrine, that's not that big of a deal, and the way they're showing it moving around, this game could completely shift Persona games. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, people are saying maybe it's open world. Maybe it's not. Even if it's not open world, I feel like there would be like seamless transitions where it will feel like it's open world. And my other question is that Persona is always about style. So now, would they pull a Spider-Man where you have the option to have the loading or not the loading? But here's my question to you: is that Persona is about style? So what will they do about that? Because this feels like this game might not have loading, or like seamless loading is the proper terminology. So like here's the thing. I know like we want Persona 6, but like don't forget that a lot of people have not played these games. This isn't like a PS4 classic or a PS3 classic finally getting a remake. The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us, but sometimes you gotta do it. But like this is like a game that like nobody has played. I've seen a lot of people complain like Atlus is like only focusing on remakes when that's not and remasters when that's not the case. They're like pushing out new games as we speak. Like this is not Naughty Dog pushing out Last of Us the 17th time. Just saying. All right. I do not like how it looks. It's just an announcement trailer. It is art lost in transition. Announcement trailer. The graphics, the buildings of Persona 4 Original and Golden are too iconic for them to just use this HD blue treatment. Okay, no. Okay, let's talk about this. Oh my god, this is happening now. I said this is gonna happen, and this is happening. I don't know. I'm not targeting Marcos 233. Listen, I've said this before. What have I said when Persona 3 was getting hated? I said that people are now pretending that the PS2 version of FES is good because they're using mods to do party controls, when the original Persona 3 did not have that. It was like, you cannot justify a game's quality with mods. You want to play using mods, have fun, but you cannot justify their quality with mods. A lot of people, this has been an argument for years, that a lot of people have said the Persona 4 original looks better than Golden because of the fog. Now we're pretending these two are iconic when people have been fighting over Golden's whole like everything. And a lot of people need to understand this is not final. And even if it is, have you guys forgotten that Persona 4, like, I guess it's the only game that does this, but this has the like this environment, scenery, everything changes. Like it like even changes day by day. Like, what if they do something with the fog, where the fog has different amounts, levels of like details, like every day there's more and more fog coming around. Like, this is something that they can do. And with Reload, we have seen that they can add a lot of details with facial expressions. They can even do this because this is a modern console game. Like, no. Just no. Again, this is an announcement trailer, but don't act like there was like not discourse, but like there were like arguments that people did not like Golden. This was happening like a month earlier, I'm telling you, where people were talking about they love the PS2 version of Persona 4 and not the Golden. No. Like this, like maybe Marcos means it differently, that both are iconic in their own way, but again, no, people have been arguing. Also, the original voice actors are those characters, they were born to play them, and the new ones won't even come close. I think Yuri Lowenthal now, back in the day I said it, like before the trailer announced, I said it was bait to hide, because I thought that they would show a lot in the trailer. Now they haven't shown a lot in the trailer, so it's obvious that the voice actors are different. This I disagree a bit. I mean, there are characters that are iconic to me in P4, a lot of them, and like I'll miss them, but like if they're gonna be new voice actors, like I won't call them trash without seeing them. But like this is something they've done it again, because the Japanese voice actor for P3 were the same, right? Like, except for, I think Igor passed away, I believe, or was this the English voice actor of Igor? I don't know, like, sorry if I'm misinformed. But, like, the, like, global, like, I don't know what's going on, why they change it. I've heard they do it because, like, the actors get aged and they're, like, thinking, oh, like, we're gonna need them for the spin-offs, but, like, I don't know. Persona 4 Golden is my favorite Persona I liked and even loved Persona 3 Reload Remake. I do not think we needed this one. No, this was needed. Again, I've said this a countless time. This is like a PS2 game, Persona 4. And a lot of people make the argument that Marcos didn't make this argument, but this is the argument I'll keep on saying because I hate it. I did something with my mouse. But this is the argument I will keep on saying, and I hate this argument, is that Persona 4 Golden is already a remake. Bro, it's a, like, yeah, demake. It's a remake, but it's like they went back. Like, I feel like, here's the thing. Again, not trying to be rude. I don't know what everybody's age is who's watching this channel. I mean, I can check on analytics, but I don't know your guys' age. But let me tell you right now. Okay, I have it right here. Let's go. This is the 3DS. All right? Okay, it feels like I'm flexing, but listen to me carefully. This is the Vita, right? So back in the day, like, let's not talk about the 3DS because it did less, but back in the day, the Vita and the PSP, I could even show the PSP, but the Vita and the PSP, like, it was like they would make unique games and they would port like older games or maybe some of the newer games from the console. But this bad boy, even though this was powerful, the 3D, like, it cannot render 3D graphics, a lot of them at once. So when they like released a PS2 game, because that was a big thing, a PS2 game on modern, like, handheld, damn, like, what? Yeah, it seems absurd right now, but back in the day it was like, whoa. But when they released that, they needed to make these like 2D, like, need to like remake Persona 4 to have 2D textures in the background because the Vita can't load 3D textures. And go play a lot of games, like, I believe Rayman Legends, is it called Legends or Origins? But one of the games that was on this and modern consoles. And what's the other one? Digimon World Next Order, I believe, was on this. A lot of these games that were on the Vita, their background textures were 2D. But those games on the console, like, had proper, like, even if they were 2D, they were, like, way better textured, or they were just plain out 3D. So this, like, Vita, they needed to do this for the Vita. So they decided, let's remake. And Atlus, like, this is a new, Atlus adds new stuff whenever they add, like, an extension release. And it was obvious they wanted to do that because Fest was an extended release. So that's the thing. They wanted to release it on Vita. That's how they do it. So calling Golden a remake? Yeah. It's a demake, I want to say. But yeah, it's a remake, but it was done out of necessity. Now, yes, you can make the argument Persona 1 and 2 should have gotten them first. Sure. But, like, again, this game needed one. Like, I'm saying it flat out. This is a PS2 game. This is, like, if Persona 3 deserves one, then Persona 4 does as well. Like, okay, that sounds kind of wrong because I think this is way better than 3. I'm sorry. Okay, that one came out wrong. But, like, yeah, that's my argument for that. But alright, my Raandigars, tell me in the comments below what are your thoughts about Persona 4 Revival, Remake, Rewind, and stuff like that. Replay, rerun, whatever. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so consider subscribing. Does it show me? No, it doesn't. So consider subscribing and comment below what are your thoughts about Persona 4 Remake. I'm looking to stop recording. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.